Blah, blah, blah. Hey, so how does affiliate marketing, as well as kundalini yoga, as well as infinite banking, connect with each other so that there's an alignment of focus and positioning, in essence, in the universe in terms of fluidity and connection to the monetary energy system, to money systems, to business and energy connection, which is also like spiritual finance, what we are trying to be all about here. So stay to the end to find out how we get there. Welcome to the news. So, by the way, we're just trying to sort of focus on the essence of infinite banking and the connection between the idea what corresponds to affiliate marketing, but also like a car, because the base frame reference of a car starts from a frame. It starts from a frame and it's built out from a frame and then outwards, basically. So you've got a frame, and then basically everything else cannot exist beyond the frame. So that is a sort of a focus in terms of the connection between Kundalini Yoga and trying to scale up a process that also connects of infinite banking. Infinite banking is more like a process. It's about a process than it is actually a bank system. A bank is not necessarily supposed to be a product, but it's more a process. And so infinite banking is the process that relates to becoming your own bank, basically becoming your own bank. So that's like the foundation of the car. Today, it's like we're building a car, in essence, with this little podcast, and like the foundation of the car, in essence, is infinite banking, because in essence, we're just trying to retriangulate and reshift the essence of what the power of banks have to be able to put that power into your hands as the base frame to be able to grow your own bank, for lack of better words, your own banking process, your own infinite banking process to a certain extent. Because what banks, in essence, did is they have just been trying to grow based on connections to other people in the short and long term, and then as soon as the money connects with the bank, it's gone. It's in some other process. It's swept into another process that's a bigger process. So this is about transitioning that process into your power by leveraging what is like a universal whole life insurance policy and connecting with the infinite banking process. You'll have to Google it, Google infinite banking, to get more of the specifics of the whole universal life insurance policies that actually pay dividends from the ground up. So that then therefore becomes like the frame of the car. That becomes like the frame of the car. So as opposed to banks getting to use your money to make their own dividends, in essence, you're making your own dividends from your own process and your own policy that has the ability to benefit you in the most possible ways. And this is just like a foundational best practice for trying to repurpose the bank's power for your own purpose. And then in essence, you've got Kundalini Yoga, which is more or less about positioning. Kundalini Yoga is something I'm trying to learn a little more about in terms of connecting the infinite with the finite world and using the energy connections, which is what spiritual finance is all about. And in essence, the correlation in this podcast is related to positioning. It's related to positioning yourself so that in essence, you've got an extension from the car. It's like we start with the frame, and the frame and the framing and the mindset, starting with infinite banking, is like the core. And then out from that, we want to build like a, aftermarket car vehicle so that it looks cool and has a cool body kit. But then again, we can start to try to build more cars and then have more like a garage, that can fill up in an ideal sense. And then like beyond that, trying to continue to scale a business process. But it has to start with one energy. It has to start with one positioning. It has to start with one foundation that has an energy flow that's a process that's correct in the favor of your favor, similar to how banks position themselves to be able to add different affiliates to themselves to be able to try to scale in the short and the long term sense. So not only do you develop your own foundational process, which corresponds to something similar to a frame of a car, but once the car is complete, once the car is built, you understand that the function of a car and the purpose of a car is to have all of its parts on the car, for example. So what that is also an allusion to, what that also means, is that you can take loans on that car. You can, for example, get money by just temporarily selling one of the wheels on that car, but you don't have to actually take the wheel off on that car. You just kind of get a loan on the one of the wheels of the car. And so, for example, that car is still going up in value. So you're just getting a loan on one of the wheels of the car, but that car is still going up in value because of the dividends on the whole universal life insurance policy. And at the same time, you get a loan on one of those wheels. But you basically fundamentally understand in the process that the purpose of the wheel is to serve the function of the wheel, and so that you know ultimately that you're going to pay back what is necessary to be able to keep the wheel running, or to pay back the cost of the wheel, so that in essence that wheel is able to continue to spin and serve the purpose of the wheel, which is the whole universal term life insurance policy, which is continuing to grow and reward you dividends just for having that money being put away into that policy, and then trying to grow your garage, grow your cars, grow your garage number of vehicles, and continuing to add assets around that. And so Kundalini Yoga is all about positioning. It's about using angles and triangles and connecting the infinite with the finite of our universe, which this earth is like the finite, and everything around us is infinite. And also connecting the art with the finite to connect that with the universe using Kundalini Yoga. And so furthermore, the reason why I referenced Kundalini in the essence of positioning is because when you position yourself as a bank, that in essence you're trying to position yourself in a structure to be able to develop yourself as like a pinwheel, a pinwheel where you in essence are in the center of the pinwheel, and you can potentially try to hopefully leverage different affiliates around you to try to hopefully steer different people if you're positioned in a certain way, so that if you continue to develop, you continue to network, you continue to make customers, that you understand that every customer has different needs. Every customer has different needs and wants. And so if you have different affiliates that are connected through your relationship network, that you can get conceptual commissions by presenting different avenues and lanes for different people that come to the bank, just like a business doctor to a certain extent, for getting different solutions and resolutions and connecting different solutions and potential affiliate gateways from the bank to like a pinwheel to different multiple streams of income. Because in essence, people come to you and look to you as an authority. And through that, you have the ability to guide them down different avenues which correspond to different affiliates, which correspond to good, healthy, sustainable, functional, quality companies. And for that, for the correspondence and the interaction between getting new clients and serving new clientele to different businesses, that you can receive commissions and have a reciprocal transaction dynamic in this way to continue to grow your bank, continue to grow your pinwheel, and like multiple streams of income, which has to do with Kundalini, because you're positioning yourself in the universe by where people need your help, basically, in every single country in the world. In every single country in the world, by connecting and collecting various affiliates that you want to have the most functional reputation with, based upon their functional and adequate reputations and considerate quality control for sustainably serving and providing for customers with consideration and empathy and appreciative quality care and service. So that's basically it for now. Kundalini Yoga is just a functional core way to connect your energies based upon location and positioning us in a certain respect, based upon the effects, like for individual humans to try to benefit as well. So hopefully it's a beneficial practice to address in today, in this visit, in this instance today. So that's all for now. Let's also remember to push for world peace every single day. Let's push for world peace every single day. And let's also remember to clear the animal shelters. Let's clear all the animal shelters by fostering shelter animals and adopting all shelter animals and rescuing all shelter animals, and also hiring all the shelter animals in the world, because we can hire all the shelter animals in the world as healers throughout our communities. Hire them because they work for free as healers throughout our communities, so we can clear all the animal shelters and clear all the animal shelters so that no animals have to deal with the animal shelters anymore. And push for world peace. Let's push for world peace every single day. Push for world peace every single day to try to give, resolve, and improve all countries every single day in the globe, collectively and connectively and harmoniously. And that's all for now. Thanks again. Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios. Bye. Peace. Bye. All countries.